Hello, welcome to #Friday Sews. But first, I'm going to start with this. Are you like me in the sewing room? If so, you need one of these in your life. Hello everybody, my name's Carole. This is my channel, Sew Carole. This is a lifesaver now. I have found a use for the vinyl bum bag I made. This is a bum bag I made a couple of weeks ago, and I coated it in the vinyl interfacing on the front and made it so it was noisy and crackly and nobody wants to wear it. But it has made the most amazing tool belt for the sewing room. The good thing about it is, because it was that vinyl, it stays open. Now, and also, what I do is I fold back the flap against me, and it stays because it's in that vinyl. And then at the end of the evening, look, I've got all my bits in it. I've got my glasses, my heron marker, my turner, all in one place with me wherever I go in the sewing room. So I kept the flap on the top because then at the end of the day I can just zip it up and they'll stay there. Why I've never thought of this before, I don't know. Now obviously Piglet wouldn't have been, this fabric wouldn't have been the best, and I have got some sewing related fabric, so I may make it again, but I actually would use that vinyl because it's made it so much stiffer. Had to show you that. So happy with that this week. Found a use for the almost failed bum bag. Today in Jen's sewing room obviously started #Friday Sews quite a couple of 3 years ago now. This is a place where we all get together on a Friday or a weekend. Lots of channels. There's about 250 channels that participate in #Friday Sews. Thank you so much. Last week I put a shout out to the lovely Mary at Love My Crafts, who was a brand new channel, only had 14 subscribers because she was very new, but she'd been a loyal supporter of me, and you went over in your droves, and I was so excited for her when I saw that I think her subscribers are over 220 now. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm also going to start with a thank you to Katinka from the Steamstress at the cottage. Now, we did a collab a couple of weeks ago where I made that knitted vest. I think I wore it last week. She sent me in the post the most amazing collection. She did say to me a while ago, what tea do you like? And I said, oh, just like black, normal tea. She has sent me all these tea bags. They are mainly black tea or a Sam or something like that. What a collection, honestly. I was opening this small package that was packed full. Thank you. This was interesting as well. They're little reusable tea bags almost in there. She put me a little nail file in, little pinkish nail file as well. Look at this. What an awesome collection. I've got English afternoon, of course. English tea time, tea pigs. I love tea pigs. Oh, it's awesome. Thank you so much, Katinka. I will say, I like doing YouTube because I like to bring your attention to things. Katinka put up a video only last night, so I'm recording this on Thursday, and she made some pajamas. I would encourage you to go and look at that video, because in that video she's kind of talking as she's sewing along. I've been sewing all my life really, and I picked up so many neat little tips in that video. It was incredible. In fact, I'm going to rewatch it. I'm going to write some of these down in case I forget, as I very often do. But yeah, she of course was a proper seamstress, and it's learning those tips and tricks that make sewing so much easier. And I know I learned a few things in there, absolutely awesome little tricks, things like when you're gathering and things like that, and seams and pressing seams, and no, fantastic. I would encourage you, I'm going to link that video down below in case you haven't seen it. I would encourage you to go and have a look, even if you've been sewing your whole life. I guarantee you will pick up a tip from that video. Now, it may look like I've got a bunch of washing behind me, but it's because I've done lots of Disney embroidery this week. I've got my brother Innovis Disney model embroidery machine, and it has been going overtime. So where shall I start? I'll start on, it's my son-in-law's birthday at the weekend, and as I've said many times, they're Disney fans, and it is kind of known that he can be grumpy. In fact, he knows he's grumpy. He's got a t-shirt with a Disney grumpy on. But I picked up a t-shirt from a shop, M&S, and I've embroidered him a grumpy on it for his birthday. Now, I know he will take that. Let's face it, I'm the mother-in-law. I'm always going to do things wrong anyway, but yeah, I've done that for him. So I think he's going to find that amusing. So did that. This was my daughter's dress. I showed you last week. She wanted 3 designs, and I'd done the one in the middle. But yes, I managed to do 3 designs. So that was, is it Tangled with Rapunzel and some kind of sun and some kind of creature that I can't remember the name of, and she'll kill me. But yeah, so I managed to do that. And now she wants a dress with 3 piglets on it. I've done the middle piglet, which is so adorable. I think I might use that myself actually. And then it's going to have one either side. I'm going to put them a little bit nearer than I did that one. So she wants 2 more piglets. So I managed to do that. And then you may be able to see this. I'll bring it nearer. This was quite a success. Last week I showed you that I bought 2 t-shirts, quite cheap cotton t-shirts from Primark, which is a store, sort of fast fashion store here. I know, a bit naughty, but it was £2.50 and it was an extra large t-shirt. I didn't quite explain well enough what I was going to do with them. I talked about putting a Disney embroidery on it, so I was in the spirit of things for our holiday later this month. I can say that now because it's March. And I cut it all to pieces. So I cut the sleeves off, I cut the front and the back, and I cut the neckband off. And I used a pattern I've used many times for a t-shirt before, a New Look 6246. I used to make it in an 8. Sadly, I need to make it larger now, so I just cut outside the lines and made it slightly bigger. But it's very cheeky. I used the sleeve seams, so they were already hemmed. It's already hemmed on the bottom because I cut the pieces right at the bottom so I could use the existing hems. Then I unpicked the neckband, and let me take it off you, I'll show you. So I unpicked the neckband, and that took quite a while because I wanted to use the existing ribbed band, and luckily it fitted. Didn't stretch the fabric at all, so that was just perfect. And I put it back on again. So I've got all my hems were already done, and all I did of course is put this Disney design on, which I had on my machine anyway, so I didn't have to buy it. So yeah, I got a t-shirt for myself for £2.50. Now I know it's not a perfect colour on me, but here's holiday, doesn't matter. Yeah. So I've got one other one. So I've got one other one left, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to cut the sleeves, keep the hem, and use that same neckband again. What a win for £2.50. In last week's Friday Sews, I told you that I had a very boring job to do this week, and it was to I've got some mattress protectors and I had to reduce them down to the size for some new single mattresses, which we are having in our static caravan, our holiday home. I did it. And it is extremely boring filming, but I did put a film in of it. Now, I don't often do this anymore, but I'm going to put chapters in this video. So if you're not interested in hearing about mattress protectors and how I did it, you can jump to the next chapter. But yeah, I did it. So they're all done. So that was the original hem of the one side, and that is the new hem. Now, as you can see, there's no difference. So I am really pleased with it. They are thin, aren't they? So we're going down this weekend, so I can put them on the new beds. But yeah, that was done. But left over from those, I had some strips of what is basically ready-made wadding. So you've got the bit in the middle. So I got 2 long strips like this, and I'm going to keep these because they will be very useful for if you wanted to do a mug rug again or something like that. On Monday, earlier this week, we did a music collab with the 5 of us again. So that's Adam Sews, Andrew Makes, Jen from Today and Jen's Sewing Room, and Trish from Pinky's Farm. If you haven't caught that video, I will put the link at the end. Yeah, so we all had the music theme this time. But Trish from Pinky's Farm made the most amazing pencil roll out of music fabric. So she made it, it was like a wadded roll, and you, with all the slots for the pencils, and you put them all in. I'll put the link down below to her video. Put the pencil in, and then you rolled them up. I thought that would be absolutely perfect for my 2 young grandsons when they travel anywhere, but especially for the plane. And I wondered actually if I could use some of this to go in that. One of them will be the right size because it's for crayons. One of them will need to be slightly taller, but that's okay. I can just sew the 2 together and make it a bit taller. And I've got some perfect fabric that I can use. They're into trolls video at the moment, and I had some troll fat quarters. So nearer the time, because I'm busy next week, but I'll tell you in a minute why, I'm going to use these bits probably to make some pencil rolls. Thank you, Trish. I've also sewn this week that pair of shorts that I really wanted to make out of that blue linen. That was the Kwik Sew pattern 3614. Absolutely love this pattern. It's got one of the best front fly instructions that's so simple that you'll ever come across. So even if you're not interested in the shorts, if you can get hold of this pattern just for those fly instructions, fantastic. So I made them out of this linen. It's quite a stiff linen. I like them. I've done quite a flashy inside there. I do like them, but they look too, at the moment they look too formal. They need to be kind of worn in and washed in. I tried them on initially, and as I said, they look a bit formal. So I thought maybe I'll put some embroidery down the side. So I did, and I absolutely hated it. I did some embroidery on my normal sewing machine. I did the fancy stitch down the outside. That to me made it look like lederhosen. And there was no way I could unpick that at all. It was just awful. So I have just kind of enclosed in. I brought that particular seam in even further, and kind of sewn it in, which is the worst bodge ever, isn't it? But yeah, there's no way I could have that. So that's why one of the side pockets is a bit further in than the other one, but never mind. I put 2 pockets on the back. I always do that with that pattern. So I've still got a right side, wrong side dot on there, as ever. Yeah, I am pleased with them, but they just need to be kind of worn in a bit, crinkled a bit, to make them look more more casual. But I will show some pictures of me modelling it, even though the weather is absolutely not shorts here at all. I've got one more pair of shorts I want to make, and I'm going to make it out of a denim. But yeah, that shorts pattern to me is brilliant. So these were my shorts. Next week I'm going to put out my video for my fabric wheel of fate, the results, and it was about a month ago that I actually put that video out, but I've been kind of busy with one thing and another. But I think you'll be very pleased. I am certainly thrilled with what I've made. So absolutely, it's going to be wonderful. And what I tend to do, until the video's gone out on something, I don't like to wear the item. So I can't wait to put the video out next week, because then I can start wearing it. I don't know why I think like that, but I kind of keeping it for best like we used to do. But yeah, please catch that video next week, either Monday or Tuesday. I'll put it out. If you're a parent or a grandparent out there, you will know that it is World Book Day next week. I luckily reminded my daughter of this a week ago, because I said, I've not got the time to suddenly rush up something a few days before. So did I make something last year? Yes, I did. I made that snake costume. Last year, my grandson, who's at school, they had to go dressed as a word, and the word he wanted was snake. I'll put a picture in, if I can find it, of the costume I made him. I just made him a jogging suit, put the word snake on the front, and then made this snake that wrapped around him. This year, he wants to be Mr. Strong. Now, I don't know if you get these across the world, these books, but they're very famous kind of setter books in our country. And Mr. Strong is who he wants to be. Okay, so this child has got to be in school all day. So there is no way I can send him in a cardboard box. So my plan is, I'm going to get out good old Simplicity 8526, which goes up to age 8. He's 7 in a month's time, so I'm okay. I can see he can still get into it. But I'm just going to make the joggings, probably not the jogging suit, I'm just going to make a sweatshirt and the joggers as before, as I've used every time. I'm going to make it in red. I have a huge wad of red sweatshirting I bought from Minerva, the fleeceback sweatshirt. So I'm going to make that, and then on the front of that I'm going to put the 2 eyes and the mouth. Simple. But what I'm thinking is, if I've got some stiff foam, which I have, I'm going to make a tabard in a square shape that he can put on over the top, and then when he's got to sit down for the rest of the school day, he can take that off. If it doesn't work in the foam, I've got some red cotton fabric, so I'm going to coat it. If it doesn't work in the foam, I'll just have to go back to the cardboard idea. We've got enough boxes from Amazon in the garage. So, but that's the idea. That should be okay, I think. Certainly the sweatshirt's going to be easy enough for the letters. It's just working out the square tabard. The only thing is, he wants the hat. Now that's quite a particular shape. I've got in the loft a green hat. It's like an Austrian hat, so you've got the square top. But he's being very particular and wants that shape. Now, he's only a child, and he's going to have to get what he's going to get. I'm going to give that a go of trying to model that with some foam or something, and then cover the foam. I've no idea how I'm going to go about it yet, whether it's a cardboard ring and then trying to manipulate it with foam and cover it. I don't know, with felt probably. So I'm going to concentrate on the costume first. Worst case scenario, he can wear the green hat, plastic hat that I got in the roof. If not, if I have the time, I'm going to try and model something. But that's going to keep me busy most of next week. But I have got some other things I want to be doing, but let's just see if I can get this done. that's it for this week. We had a nice weekend with the family at the weekend. Must just give you an update. I made last week 2 pairs of little rompery things for my granddaughter. I made a extra small and a extra small, and she is 7 months old today, and the extra small, which was meant to be for a newborn, actually fit her and she wore it. I'm not allowed to show a picture of her, but you're going to have to take my word for it. It was the hedgehog fabric and it was adorable on her and they loved it, so I was very happy. What that does mean, of course, is I've got to make another newborn one for my friend's daughter who's going to have a baby girl in the next month. So I got to get some fabric and get sewing that one. So yeah, we had a great time. We all went to the other grandchildren, we went to the Oceanarium, so I'll put a couple of fun photos there. I did a lovely walk this week in the Dorset countryside. Beautiful village with amazing thatched cottages. I did up a couple of photos, so I will put those up as well. So this weekend we are taking over our holiday home. We're going down with all our stuff for the first time. We've worked out we're going to have to take 2 cars. All the stuff that came from our touring caravan is going into this new holiday home, and we're all going down to celebrate the inaugural holiday that we're going to have in there. So we're doing that this weekend. So when I come back on Sunday evening, I've got to get cracking on the costume because I think World Book Day is Thursday. So wish me luck. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope it's dry. If you live in England, we've had so much rain. It's unbelievable. So I hope it's dry and sunny where you are, and hope you get lots of sewing in. And thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching and all your kind comments every week. I will leave it there and I will see you next week. Goodbye for now.